You've seen it in the comics, the movies, the memes. You know about Doctor Strange and his quest for knowledge. But did you ever consider that there's something else going on in Doctor Strange's story? I'm Matt Sherman, and welcome to Geek Psychology. Today, we're going to talk about how Doctor Strange's journey is one big paradigm shift and how that might help you to be able to overcome your struggles. A paradigm is simply a way of viewing the world around us. It's a set of assumptions or rules that we use to make sense of the things that we experience. It's like an operating system. It can be outdated or inefficient, but it usually still gets the job done. And most people don't really think about their paradigms until they stop working for us. But some people undergo a paradigm shift. They find their old operating system no longer works, and they need a whole new way of doing things, of seeing things. And this is what happens to Doctor Strange on his journey. He starts out as a brilliant neurosurgeon who only believes what he can understand rationally until he has an accident that leaves him unable to operate anymore because he can't use his hands properly. He gets training from the Ancient One, someone who has a fundamentally different understanding of reality, and that opens up an entirely different life path, leading him to become the Sorcerer Supreme. We have a lot of metaphors for learning new things. We say, I've absorbed that information like a sponge, or that knowledge just flew over my head. But here's the thing. Learning doesn't really work like those metaphors. You can absorb information, but it doesn't mean you know how to use it. And you can miss ideas entirely without ever seeing them pass by. Learning is actually more like magic, in a way. Think about it. In magic, you have two sides. In a stage magic, you have the audience and the magician. The magician is on one side with all the props and tricks, sleight of hand, while the audience sits back and enjoys the show. If the magician does their job well, at some point, everyone will be amazed at what happened before them. In other words, magic happens when we change our perspective of something that already existed. And that's exactly what happens when we learn something new too. A new idea isn't actually created. It was always there. But until we see it from a different perspective or understand it in a different way, then we're stuck in that same paradigm. And all I did there was to give a different metaphor for how to experience an aspect of life. When you change the metaphor or change your way of acting within that metaphorical landscape, your life changes. It's like, if it's like I'm in the pit of despair, right? Pushing through to get a breakthrough probably isn't going to help. It's going to lead to further depression. If I'm on edge is the issue, then doing what's right is probably just going to lead to a letdown. There are issues that come up within the metaphorical landscape and what you're trying to do, or what you want to do, or what other people recommend that you do. If you're lost and don't know where to go, then it's hard to take the appropriate steps if you don't know where you're going, or where you want to be, or where you came from. If it's like, I feel like I was stabbed in the back, well, turning your back on those people might be the problem. Putting yourself ahead of others puts them in a blind spot to you. Is that better or worse than putting yourself ahead of others? I don't know. Putting other people ahead of you, what about that? You'd definitely be a follower in that case. Is that okay? Is that what you want to do? I don't know. All I'm doing here is exploring the idioms, metaphors, and repercussions of them. I mean, I have a lot of experience doing it, and I've been trained in it, but that's the basis of what's going on. So here's what you can do to get a paradigm shift. Number one, ask, what is life like? Is it a lot like being on a roller coaster? Is it more like a hike in the mountains? Perhaps you think life is a dance, or maybe a journey of discovery, or maybe life is like a box of chocolates. Number two, expand on the metaphor. What else is there? What time of day is it? Is it light or dark? Number three, what are you doing? Number four, is that giving you the result that you want? Number five, what else could you do? Number six, what other relationships or dynamics are in the metaphor? For example, if life is like building sandcastles, then you have to consider the impermanence of everything you build. You have to consider rebuilding after weathering the storms and staying in one place as you get your hands dirty in order to create what you want. And are you actually doing that? Or is it your metaphor, but you're actually just lying down waiting for someone to come by with a miracle? And as GINA Campbell said in her book, Mining Your Client's Metaphors, a change in a metaphor can lead to a change in the self. Let us know down below what your metaphor for life is. There are many different metaphors you can choose from, and these metaphors will impact the way that you view your life and how you interact with it. Knowing what your metaphor for life is can help you understand yourself better and help you live more intentionally. Go to schedule.geekpsychology.com for one-on-one support with this so that you can align your metaphor with your life and the things that you want to do with it. Keep up the lifelong questing. Good luck, have fun. Peace. I just want to slide in. Yeah. So you see my underwear. See my underwear? Oh no, my undies. What's up, everybody? It's Sherman here from Geek Psychology. I'm just gonna flex in the air. Just making a piggy face. Meow. I turned into a cat. Meow. Ugh.